So Cheryl Reeves was about to throw hands on that referee. And then she gets it in her post game press conference. She made it very short and succinct and to the point, dropped about 3 F-bombs live on ESPN, and was out. And she made sure to let you know that she was not happy with the referees. But here's the thing, though. And she's not wrong. The refs have been bad. The refs were bad in the Indiana game as well. Just across the board all season, the refs have been absolutely horrible. We've beaten a dead horse at this point. But it's interesting. She called out. She said, "If this is the way that it's going to be, and this is the way uh, that the league wants it," she said that this is the way the league wants it. I thought she was about to say, "Well, then I'm about to walk away from this." She said, "No, then we need new leadership." And I said, "Oh, okay, that's different." I haven't heard anybody say that because when it's against somebody else's team, you don't hear this amount of furor. You don't hear this about this amount of vitriol and animosity. But again, her girl went down. Fee Collier got a nasty, nasty ankle turn towards the end of the game. No call, no nothing. And that's what set her off. But it's been like this all year. You know, the Indiana Fever fans sitting there like, well, Caitlin Clark been catching strays like that all year. It is what it is. They not calling it. We know what it is. But you would think that the refereeing and the officiating would get better in the playoffs, and it doesn't. And it's a bad look for the game. I've said that before months ago. It's a bad look for the game. And it's to the point, like, and I said this uh last week. It's to the point now I am ready for this WNBA season to be over. I'm going to watch the playoffs and watch the finals, but I'm ready for it to be over so they can go in and get this new CBA deal. And hopefully, in that deal, somehow, some way, they can figure out a way to get rid of these officials. All of them are horrible. Now, I take that back. They are not all horrible, but the majority of them are bad. And the ones that are decent get overshadowed by the ones that are horrible. Let me say it like that. And this is the prime example in the playoffs. You got one of the best players in the league, didn't get any free throws, 5 fouls, and damn near breaks her ankle. So they have to do something because it is a bad look. It is laughable. And now, like as you see with Cheryl Reeves, is we done already seen when Kelsey Plum did her thing and she was crying. And there's been other players that um, complain about it. But when it gets to this point and you get you get coaches ready to fight, I mean it's not like one team is getting the benefit of all the calls and all of that type of stuff. It's across the board, across the league. Every team is getting bad officiating. It's horrible. It's horrible. The missed calls, and that's exactly what it is. They let the obvious fouls go and the physicality go. And us being Indiana fans, you saw the Sophie fight with um, during the Connecticut series. Uh, it didn't have to be like that. If the refs would do their job, they can contain all of that. They can handle it. All you got to do is just blow the damn whistle. So this is nothing new. It just gets super. I don't know. Um, it's like a throwing a match in the powder keg when you're in the playoffs because every game is important in the playoffs. But the refs still suck. The refs still suck. So I don't blame her for the expletives. Again, 3 F-bombs in about 60 seconds on ESPN live. So I'm sure she might get a fine from that. But clearly she ain't worried about it because it's not a good look. Period. It's just not a good look. When the best now Fee Collier's done. I would be very surprised if she comes back. She's probably done. But when they freeze frame her ankle almost at 90 degrees, and then again, you know, I'd have to look at the play again. I don't know if that was on Alyssa Thomas or not, but, you know, Alyssa Thomas has got to be one of the most disliked players in the league. Had to be her, right? But it's injuries are part of the game. And now one of your best players is out of the game. And it's, you know, could it have been prevented? Perhaps. But a bang bang play like that, I don't know. That's just the residual and venting of your best player just got hurt and you might lose it for the rest of the series and your chance to go back to the finals might be over. So I understand the anger from Cheryl Reeves, but this has been happening all year. The Fever fans know about it. The Chicago fans know about it. The Dallas fans know about it. Everybody knows about it. We've been bitching, moaning, and complaining all year. And now you super mad because now it was your guy. It was your girl. It was Fee. It was your team captain. That's why you so mad. And I understand it, but this shit been happening all year. When it was happening in games, except you was on the receiving end of it, you was on the good end of bad calls, ain't nobody got nothing to say. But everybody get a turn. And unfortunately, that was a high tax. That was a very costly game for Minnesota. Hopefully they can do something about these refs, but they got to do something because it is really hurting the league. And again, I've said this before, the league is looking for people like me that wasn't invested in the league in women's basketball a couple years ago. Now I'm paying attention. Now I'm paying money, getting merch, all of that type of stuff. And if I'm looking at it and saying this is laughable and this is not a good look, and I don't want to watch this stuff, I'll go watch something else. If I'm getting to the point where I'm saying that, you know, other people are. So, Engelbert, whoever, y'all better do something about this because your refs are ruining your game.